So Pages of Life. How did
Yeah,
we? How
yeah.
did you get that deal for that album? And like, was that an indie deal? Was that like an imprint deal? Like, what was? How did you get your record deal? Did you do a demo? Explain
Right.
that whole first album process.
Got you. Yeah, so I ended up meeting, a guy named Jude Gavin, who was a producer, guy around same age as me, Italian though. You know what I'm saying? From, you know, South Philly. It's a lot of Italians in South Philly. A lot of black
Yeah.
people too, but a lot of Italians in South Philly. So Italian kid from South Philly, around the same age as me, got introduced to him, and all he did was when he came home from work, he just digged in the crates and made beats all night
Wow.
at his
Wow.
apartment. At his apartment in South Philly. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So we first went down there and he was living at a house in South Philly. I remember it was like he had like a room in the back. He was living with some roommates. The next time I met him a couple months later, he had his own place in South Philly apartment, like up on the third floor. You got on the roof, and it's like South Philly is technically downtown. So you
Got
can
you.
see the buildings right down the street from
Oh
downtown.
wow.
So we used
Wow.
to go up there in the summertime and just vibe out, talk, have conversations about hip hop, talk about our faith because he was a Christian. And then, it became a place where we could really develop our skills professionally, you know,
Got you.
and just watching him make beats. One day he gave me beats for me to use,
Yeah.
write to whatever. So I wrote to him, and we could record at his place too. So I came back. He was like, "You want to come record him?" I said, "Yeah." So I came back down and recorded him, and we had about 3 songs or whatever. And
Yeah.
what he didn't tell me was he sent those songs to these other 2 guys, Italian guys that were from Philly, but they had moved to Los Angeles to start a
Mm.
record label called Ready Rock Records.
Okay.
So they started Ready Rock Records, and they put out albums with like MF Doom. This is their early MF Doom. They put out stuff with like Planet Asia,
Okay.
The Far Right, Raz Kaz, all of the West.
Safari.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Far Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Who else was it? Diggable Planets. I think may have did a single or 2 with them.
and
So
they had a distribution deal.
did they have a distribution deal? I think they did. I'm not sure
Okay.
who it was with. I'm not
Okay.
sure who it was with, but I remember Jude, who's the architect, he was like, "Yo," he called me one day. He was like, "Yo, I didn't want to like, because we used to play vinyl from Ready Rock Records, which was his homies. They used to send him vinyl, and he would just play records that they was new releases that they put out. So I had become a fan of that label,
Yeah.
just a fan. I was just a fan. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They were in no way in close proximity to me in my thinking. Like it's
Got
just,
you.
I'm just a label. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I appreciated the stuff they were doing. I knew that Jude knew the guys who ran the label, but that's it.
Yeah.
So he called me one day. He was like, "Yo," he said, "I didn't want to tell you too early, because if nothing came from it, I didn't want to get you, too excited for nothing." He was
Yeah.
like, "The songs that we recorded, I sent them to Kaz and Yuri out in LA. They got Ready Rock Records." And I'm like, "Yeah, they got they they doing their thing."
Yeah.
He was like, "They said, well, they love the music, and they said that if we give them a couple more songs that we send them within the next week or 2, he said if they like it, they'll fly us to LA and do an album with you."
Wow.
And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "So can you get in the studio tonight? Can I come back tonight?" I'm like, "Can I come back tonight?" Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I eventually went back down, knocked out like 3, 4, 5 more joints. You know what I'm saying, real quick.
Yeah.
He sent those to Yuri, and about a week later, he called me in the morning. I mean, he used to call me all the time in the morning, real early. He was like, "Yo, get your bags ready. We going to LA."
Wow.
Like that. And about a week and a half later, we was on our way to the airport. Me and him.
Wow.
And
That's crazy.
I remember I went to LA, and Kaz picked us up from LAX, and this is my first time on another coast, bro. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
this is from like I'm I'm an East Coast baby, but I grew up on West Coast rap too.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? We on my side, like we love West Coast rap. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, where I'm from, we love it. So they was just like us to me. So when we got out there, he took us to what did he take us to? He took us through. I mean, we went through Beverly Hills, wherever we was going. We went through Beverly Hills, and I just remember being like, "This look exactly like how I look on TV. Exactly like how I look on the movies." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a spring chicken. I'm fresh out of Philly, out of West Philadelphia. That's like they picked me up out of West Philadelphia. If you want to like get a specimen from West Philadelphia and you just pick me up, just like boop, and just put me over on the West Coast. That's what it felt like.
Wow.
It was such a different world to me. And I remember it was sunny outside. It was like the best weather ever for it to be your first time in Los Angeles.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So we went to Studio City to meet Sway and Tech.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so we went there. That's why like Sway kind of like know about me already.
Got you.
A lot of people think because I've never been on Sway that Sway don't know me or never heard
Yeah.
of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a long time ago that we met, but
Yeah.
there's some years. I'll get back to the deal conversation. But sidebar, last time I was in Long Beach. Well, one of the last times I was in LA, I was in Long Beach with um Tina Jones, Fourth Avenue Jones.
Yeah. 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 Of course.
So that's like my sis. So you know, I'm out there with her. We riding around LA, so we in Long Beach, and she get a phone call, and you know, she put on speakerphone. She like this Sway. Sway just called her. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so she was like, "Oh, you know, I'm chilling, riding around with my friend from Philly, a rapper or whatever." And I was like, I think he know about me. You know what I'm saying? So, so she was like, yeah, he was like, what's his name? And she was like, Japhia Life. And I remember Sway was like, oh yeah, I know him.
Oh wow.
He was like,
Wow.
because I think he this is when the vinyls was real heavy,
Yeah.
like when Pages of Life came out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when that conversation happened, like way after Pages of Life, but when Pages
Yeah.
of Life came out, it went to everybody who had a desk in hip hop. It went to him.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I remember Cephas that I don't know if he's still down with Menace or whatever, but Cephas, actually, I keep calling him Cephas. Cephas. He told me when he was I think before he was a Christian, he said he had a radio show at a college where he's from. And he said back then he got Pages of Life on vinyl at his college to play.
Oh wow. Wow.
You know what I mean? So what people
Yeah.
don't, yeah, so to answer your question, like that's how I got that deal. Like they took me to Fat Beats out there. They showed me like, oh, where my albums would be. I'm looking around Fat Beats, like you got all these different albums that came out on vinyl, and it's like Fat Beats was primarily vinyl.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Fat Beats on Melrose. So it's like
Yeah.
telling me this, they taking me Fat Beats and you know what I'm saying, introducing me to the people who run the store and, you know, taking me through Melrose and Sunset. And, you know, so it
Yeah.
was a good time. You know, I did the deal. The album came out, you know, it got critically acclaimed. It did good overseas. I mean, you still got people now telling me they text me or send me pictures of like vinyl of my album from like Germany, Japan, um, all kind of places had my
Yeah.
this like that's why I tell people we get into like some other things as well in the conversation, but that's why I tell people like my origins as a Christian that raps are not in Christian rap.